So UFC 323 Merab versus Jan 2 took place last night, and here are all of the key fighters from this card on the screen, and we're going to be matching them up in today's video. So Tony Has Died, and we'll be matchmaking every fighter on UFC 323. If you like the video, like, subscribe, comment, do all that YouTube shit. Helps the channel out a ton. And let's get straight into this, all right? Starting with the champion, Petr Yan. Petr Yan is the champ. Dude, it feels so fucking good to just say that, bro. To just say that out loud, that Petr Yan is the champion once more. So the situation at Bantamweight is kind of confusing because I'll say this off the rip. I do think that that Merab should get the automatic rematch against Petr Yan. I do believe that, Merab, people were talking about Merab being the GOAT of the sport, man. And I don't think it's crazy to say that Merab now deserves to get an automatic rematch, but he's going to be out for a while. He's not going to be able, he got his nose busted up in that fight. He has a lot of adjustments he needs to make in that fight. And so, honestly, I'm not saying this as a Merab hater. I think it might be good for him to go get another fight before he fights Jan because he got shown levels in this fight, bro. If he went and fought Zahabi or someone like an easy layup matchup before he got the fucking title shot again, I would not be upset with that, bro, because I want the Merab versus Yan fight trilogy to be legendary. And I think if Merab just immediately gets the rematch right now, I feel like a big problem for him was he was taking a lot, I'm not going to say that this is the reason he lost, but he did cut weight 4 times in a year, and he does have a big weight cut. That's a big mistake for Merab, I do believe. But I don't think that would have changed. I think Petr Yan is definitely a better fighter than Merab. And I think Merab needs to make a lot of adjustments if we want to see a competitive fight in a rematch. So I think that Petr Yan should start defending his title against challengers. I think Umar Nurmagomedov will probably get a W against Davison Figueiredo and earn the rematch. And yeah, man, I just want to see, I want to see Jan defend his title, man. I don't want to see him wait around for a whole fucking 2 years waiting for Merab to recover from the fight because he did break his nose. He did take a lot of weight cuts. And so, yeah, when Merab comes back, he gets to fight Jan. And then I think Jan should fight Umar now. And I think Jan would beat Umar, not going to lie. I think Jan would probably destroy Umar. I don't know what Umar... if Merab's not... Merab shot 30 takedowns. He didn't get any of them. I guess Umar's a better wrestler, but... Dude, Petr Yan's takedown defense looked like fucking crazy. And there's no way that Umar can hang with Jan on the feet. I'll say that. So, yeah, man. I think that Jan will probably beat Umar. And then by the time that Merab recovers... we're talking about him being the GOAT of the division. He still is the GOAT of the division. We were talking about him being the Bantam, one of the greatest fighters of all time, top 5, top 10 all-time fighter. He definitely deserves to get an automatic rematch. Now, if the UFC gives that to him, who knows? But yeah, let's see Jan take on a new contender, and then when Merab gets healthy, let's see Merab get another fight. All right, let's talk about the next person, Alexandre Pantoja. Kind of a similar situation. Slipped on the fucking banana peel like Mario Kart type shit. I don't care that you broke your elbow type shit. Dude, I don't know. Pantoja just slipped. He just stuck his arm out and his elbow dislocated. I don't know how long he's going to be out, but if you remember Joe Pyfer, he actually had the same exact injury. He was out for almost a year, man. I want to see Pantoja, when Pantoja eventually returns, he deserves to get the title shot the moment he returns, 100%. But I don't think that it necessarily has to be against Joshua Van. I don't think that Joshua Van necessarily has to fight Pantoja because, let's say this. Let's say that Pantoja, injured his elbow in training, instead of in the fight with Joshua Van. What difference would it really make to this situation? Probably none. We would probably just do an interim fight, right? And so I think that what needs to happen is Joshua Van needs to defend his belt. It doesn't really matter who Pantoja fights upon return. So if Pantoja is healthy within the next couple of months, then boom, you run Josh Van versus Pantoja too, all right? And we get to see the real fight because it was looking to be a banger, man. The new rage bait method is just dropped. The new rage bait method is either Joshua Van caused that injury, or you say Pantoja was winning that fight, bro. These are your new rage bait methods to use on your friends based on what they think about the situation. But I don't know if Pantoja is going to be back soon. If Pantoja is not back soon, then I think he should fight Tatsuro Taira, who just got the win over Brandon Moreno, obviously. Now, I don't know, because here's the thing about this. Yes, beating Brandon Moreno the way he did was very, very impressively, but he still did lose to Royval, and if this guy right here, Manel Kape, is able to defeat Brandon Royval, then I think he deserves to get the shot over Taira. But I do think that as it stands right now, Taira is the most deserving. He just knocked out Brandon Moreno. Made Moreno, like, his grappling looked phenomenal. He made Moreno look easy on the ground. And so I would like to see Josh Van defend his title, whether that be against Kape, whether that be a rematch with Royval, whether that be the Taira fight. Doesn't matter. I just want to see Joshua Van defend his title before. Because ultimately, I don't think it matters who Pantoja returns against, because it's like the fight was only 30 seconds. As long as he gets to defend his belt. Because we all think Pantoja is still the champion, I guess. But yeah, man. It was a fucked up situation, man. Like, I just feel bad for Josh Van because he's getting a lot of hate. Like, what's he supposed to do? Just pretend to not be happy that he won the fight? Like, he's 22 years old. He's the second youngest champ. He's the first Asian champ. Yeah, man. Let's talk about the next guy. Oh, we already talked about this. We got to do the Josh Van fight. All right. So yeah, Taira, Josh Van. All right. Now we're gonna talk about Brandon Moreno. Brandon Moreno. I've seen some people say, okay, we do the Royval trilogy. I've seen some people say he needs to fight Kape. Fuck that, bro. Brandon Moreno has been the biggest exhibitor of Dana White privilege ever. Ever. No, not ever. But I like Brandon Moreno. I think he's a cool guy. But he does have Dana White privilege because he's Mexican. They give him a lot of matchups that are favorable. Like, he got the auto. Like, I just think that they need to build a new guy off of Brandon Moreno. Kyoji Horiguchi just got a sick win over Tagir Ulanbekov. Beat the absolute fuck out of Tagir Ulanbekov. And made it look easy beating Tagir Ulanbekov. I think that he deserves to get a shot into the top 5 of this division. And now that Moreno has lost, I think that this is the perfect fight to be making. I think that Moreno versus Kyoji Horiguchi. Dude, this is what I'm saying, bro. You do Moreno versus Horiguchi as the co-main event to Taira versus Van. You do a fight night. No, you do a main event in Japan. So you can go back to Japan now. You got Horiguchi. You got Asakura. You got Taira and Josh Van, who's an Asian. You can put them all on a Japan card. Tell me that's not fucking goated, bro. Like, that would be sick as fuck to go back to Japan. Like, I really think they should make a Japan card. They don't need to squander this opportunity like they did with Africa, right? They need to capitalize on the fact that there's so many of these Asians at the top of this division. So many Japanese fighters are doing really good in this division. I think that they should go back to Japan. But, yeah, man, Brandon Moreno, he just held on to a triangle the whole first round. I don't know why the fucking commentary thought he won, but he got beat up on the ground. He wasn't even, like, trying to go for the sub the entire time. Second round, he got taken down with ease, and he got flattened out, and he got knocked out. So, I think Moreno, he needs to fight down. Kyoji Horiguchi needs to fight up. It just makes sense. And let's talk about the next guy, Peyton Talbot. Man, I really do believe Peyton Talbot now. Because, after the Barcelos fight, I was like, okay, bro, stop making excuses. Because he was talking about him having vertigo after the Barcelos fight. I was like, all right, bro, whatever you say. But now I believe him because he looked like a world beater in this fight. Dude, if you look at all of Henry Cejudo's other performances, like Merab, he dropped Merab. The Song Yadong fight was competitive. The Aljo fight was really competitive. Even his fights before he came out of retirement, like beating Cruz, TJ, like nobody has ever beaten Cejudo like this, bro. Like, yeah, DJ knocked him out, but this was a masterclass. Took Cejudo down, beat him up on the ground, beat him up on the feet, did the point down, elbowed him in the clinch, ripped body shots. Talbot looked damn fucking good, bro. And so I want to see him fight Corey Sandhagen, bro. I want to see Peyton Talbot versus Corey Sandhagen, the battle of the chakra bros, the battle of I voted for Harris, type shit. Let's see this ran, bro. I think that this, dude, I know what you're thinking, like, bro, Corey Sandhagen's on the top 5. But who is he really beating, bro? Who is Sandhagen really beating, bro? Like, real shit, who has Sandhagen beaten to be in the top 5? He beat Song. He beat Song Yadong. That's it. He beat Song Yadong and he beat Figgy, but the Figgy fight was kind of weird. Besides that, he's lost to Merab. He's lost to Aljo. And he lost to Jan. And so it's like, I think that Sandhagen needs to fight down. Talbot just put on a super... I know it's like old-ass Cejudo, bro. It doesn't really like mean shit, bro. But he looked really, really good. I think that the UFC really... If they lock in... Now, I was saying that they could do Sandhagen versus O'Malley. Maybe if O'Malley catches the dub against Song. But I don't think that the division is panning out that way. I think Sandhagen's probably going to want to take another fight before O'Malley fights Song, So if Sandhagen gets another fight, it will probably be against somebody like Peyton Talbot, bro, like Zahabi, like I don't know, but I think that this makes sense. Or you could do Talbot versus Zahabi. You could do that, dude. Talbot versus Zahabi. You can say, bro, this is the number 1 contender fight, type shit, dude. Or you could do, dude. Talbot has a lot of there are a lot of matchups you can make with Talbot. I just think that this would be the most fun one because think about the striking exchanges in this fight, man. Both guys are super creative with their striking. Yeah, this would be a banger. For Cejudo, I think he needs to go drink a big old pina colada. Enjoy retirement, Cejudo. You're a fucking legend of this game. Listen, dude, listen. I'm going back to the podcast, dude. We're going to talk to Kamaru about this. Fuck, dude. Like, Cejudo, I don't know why he came out of retirement. It is the worst mistake ever. Gotta be the worst mistake in UFC history. Like, I can't think of one that was a bigger mistake. Like, real shit. Like, think, like, off the top of your head, try to think of a bigger mistake than Cejudo coming back, bro. Came back and now he's 0-4. Jeez, man. So, yeah, Cejudo, enjoy retirement, man. You're a legend, but I think it was a big mistake coming back. Next guy we need to talk about. Now, light heavyweight is a really confusing division. Because, one, we don't know what Pereira's going to do. We don't know if Pereira's going to move up. And, two, there's just so many fun fights to be made, bro. Like, I'm going to match up Jan Blachowicz with Khalil Roundtree Jr. because they're kind of in a similar position. Because they've lost to the best people in the division, but they're having close fights with them. You see what I'm saying? Like Pereira and Blachowicz and Khalil all had competitive fights. Like, Blachowicz and Khalil all had both had competitive fights with Pereira. Khalil had a competitive fight with Yuri before he lost. Blachowicz had a competitive fight with Olberg, and he had a competitive fight with Ankalaev. I think that this fight, it just makes sense because they're both at the top of this division. They're both top 5, but they both really haven't proven they have that top 5 win. Like he got Jamal Hill. Khalil got Jamal Hill. Blachowicz hasn't won since 2022, so they're both in the top 5, despite really not having like a claim to be in that spot. You feel what I'm saying? So I do think that there are other, like you could do the Khalil versus Reyes fight, or you could do Blachowicz versus Mirzakhanov, but I think Mirzakhanov's kind of looking for a fight before. I think Reyes maybe. I mean, Reyes versus Khalil makes sense. Khalil took so much damage in the last fight against Yuri, so I reckon he'll take a fight in about a couple of months. And I think Blachowicz will probably be healed up by then. Man, it just sucks, bro, because Blachowicz just can't get a W no matter what, bro. Fucking pissing me off, bro. Like, why can he not just win? Whatever, but yeah. Jan Blachowicz versus Khalil Roundtree. I think that's the fight to make. For Bogdan Guskov, this fight might have gone to a draw, but he did look good in that second round for sure. Just feed him Rakic, man. I think he can slime out Rakic. I think he could easily slime out Rakic. Rakic, he's done in this fucking sport, I think. What should I really say here, man? Bogdan Guskov, he did look good in that second round, but he's not a better fighter than Jan Blachowicz. Like, Jan Blachowicz is unk, and he still beat him. Like, not beat him, but he was clearly better, bro. He was clearly better on the feet than Guskov, but Yeah, man. Rakic, he's just like, he's 0-3. He hasn't, like, people glaze. Like, Rakic has no ranked wins. His last win is Thiago Santos, bro. Yeah, man. I think Rakic needs to be sent to the Shadow Realm, and I think that somebody with the speed of Bogdan Guskov is the person to do that. So, let's see this. The next one we gotta talk about is Manel Torres. Manel Torres, man, dude, this guy is fucking like, dude, this guy has insane power in his hands like I've never seen before. Torres is really good, bro. 6-1 in the UFC. His only loss is to Bahamondes. That's not a bad loss. And I honestly think that beating Grant Dawson, who was ranked number 14 in the division, dude, Grant Dawson is like 9-1 whenever fucking Torres knocked him out, bro. And so I'd like to see Torres fight Mateusz Gamrot. I don't think Gamrot has proven himself in a long time, man. Because I guess he beat Ludovic Klein, and that's a good win, bro. But Ludovic Klein has no grappling whatsoever. He was always going to win that fight. Gamrot lost to Hooker. He could have debatably lost to Turner. He got the fluke over Fiziev, where Fiziev hurt his foot. He got subbed by Oliveira. Like, I just don't think Gamrot, like, he's a badass for taking that Oliveira fight on short notice, but I don't know if he's really, like, I don't want to say proven himself because we know he's good, but, like, at the same time, it's like he gets dropped in all of his fights. He gets, like, stuff that always happens to Gamrot, bro. So I'd like to see him fight another contender. Manel Torres is going to be sitting at that, like, number 13-ish spot by the time that he gets ranked. And honestly, this is just getting rid of Gamrot. Straight up, bro. This is just getting rid of Gamrot. Yeah, I think Torres would probably knock Gamrot out. So let's see Torres versus Gamrot. For Grant Dawson, bro, what is up? Like, what is your game plan? Like, your game plan for this fight was absolute cinema, bro. Let's go strike with the guy who has all first round finishes. This fight just got announced. Michael Johnson versus Alexander Hernandez. I think that Grant Dawson should fight the winner of this fight because Grant Dawson's probably going to be ranked. Like, they should honestly just kick Roofy out of the rankings, put Grant Dawson at 15, and yeah, that's what I think. But whoever wins this fight deserves a ranked opponent. And Grant Dawson just got knocked the fuck out. And I think I think that this is a good fight. Is what I'm trying to say. So I think that whoever wins Johnson versus Hernandez gets to fight Grant Dawson. Next guy we need to talk about is Chris Duncan. Knocked out Terrence McKinney. But I'll say this. A lot of people are calling for Chris Duncan to get a ranked opponent, which is fair. He is on a good win streak. But I don't know if a win over Terrence McKinney deserves you to get a ranked opponent, man. And the same thing goes for who I'm going to match him up against. A lot of people are saying that maybe we should try to get Jalen Turner back into the rankings. But I don't think that a win over Edson Barbosa and Bobby Green deserve to get you a ranked opponent. So I think that both of these guys, I think Turner has had a lot of fights that could have gone either way or he messed up. And I think that Chris Duncan, he's on a 4 or 5 fight win streak. I think that they should fight each other. And the winner of this fight can get a ranked opponent. Could knock out Michael Chandler or some shit. So, yeah. Next guy we need to talk about is Fares Ziam. And I think Ziam does deserve a ranked opponent. I mean, I honestly think that he should be ranked over Michael Chandler right now. 100%. But, yeah, man. I don't think that Michael Chandler is ever going to fight again. Like, I don't know if he's going to fight again or if he's ever going to fight a contender. He just wants big names because he's Michael Chandler. But he really needs to just be using his name to build the smaller guys. But I'm going to match up Fares Ziam against Bahamondes. Bahamondes, he beat Jalen Turner, but then he lost to Fiziev. He's a decent fighter, man. Like like the win over Torres is aging very nicely for him. I think Fares Ziam Sadikov is a very competent fighter, and Ziam just mixed it up so well against him. So I'd like to see Ziam versus Bahamondes get made. I think that would be a super fun one to make in this division. Bruno Ferreira, man, I don't know. He didn't look good in this fight. Like, Vettori had him hurt in round 3, and if Vettori was like a competent human being, I feel like Vettori could have got him out of there. But Bruno Ferreira, he's gonna be ranked with his win over Vettori, and he has the win over RoboCop as well. He was doing good in that fight against what is that guy's name? Abus, before he got subbed by him. So I would like to see Paulo Costa. Paulo Costa versus the two, like, look, they're both like the Brazilian sluggers, bro. But this dude is like, this is like the Giga Chad version of Ferreira. You see what I'm saying? Like, if they gave, like, Paulo Costa is the Giga Chad version of Bruno Ferreira. So I'd like to see him. But honestly, Bruno Ferreira is like the new version of Costa. You see what I'm saying? So I'd like to see them fight each other. All right, next guy, Ivo Baranivski, dude. He just went out there, had a fucking war with Ivo Aslan, fucking slugged it out. Crazy, one of the craziest fights of the year. And I think that he should fight Tuco Tacos. I think Tuco Tacos just makes sense, man. I think that, Baranivski's coming off of a really good win. Tuco Tacos is coming off the win over Justin Tafa. I don't know. There's not really much to say besides I just think that this would be probably a highlight reel for Baranivski or whatever. But yeah, let's see Ivo Baranivski versus Tuco Tacos. I think that's a fun fight. And for the final matchup, we got Marvin Vettori. I think Marvin Vettori, it's so weird because he's 32 years old and somehow he's washed. I don't really get it. He's doing the fucking Luque. But I think that he should fight Shara Bullet. I think Shara Bullet just makes sense. This seems like a matchup the UFC would want to make too, because like Shara Bullet's gonna be able to just style on him with his like super fun striking. I just don't Marvin Vettori has all of the skills capable to be a great fighter. He just can't put it all together in any of his fights. So I think that this would be a fun banger though. I don't see them doing like a Bo Nickel versus Shara Bullet fight. I just see them continuing this kind of like privilege for Shara Bullet. You see what I'm saying? So this is what I think they'll end up making. But that will do it for the video. If you like the video, like, subscribe, comment, do all that YouTube shit. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.